What is racism? When is something racist? It's really complex, fragile, delicate to know and understand when it is and when it's not. Filled with nuances. And it's also in direct correlation with time. What I mean by time is date. Something that was racist a couple of hundred years ago, things like lynching, things like whooping a Negro's hide, raping their wives, feeding their babies as crocodile bait, burning them, cutting off their testicles and their penises, things would have been considered racist and, by the way, legal. And then we kind of moved through into the 50s and the 60s where racism was simply a question of you can't drink at this water fountain, you can't enter this establishment, you can't vote, we're going to put you in jail we're going to give you a 25-year sentence for doing crack cocaine, where your white counterpart for doing cocaine will just get maybe 5 years. Then there was redlining, not giving loans, burning down Black Wall Street, not giving us certain jobs, not allowing us into universities and colleges. So it's changed. And today there are what's being called microaggressions. And I just found out the other day that if I wanted to sell my house and I wanted to get it upraised, the chances of it being rated at a lower level because I'm black are pretty high. I mean, this shit blows my mind. I just simply can't believe it. Is that racist? I'd say it was. So when is something racist and how do you know? You don't. Here's the thing though. Women, I'm going to leverage women on this one. When a woman says that something is sexist or sexually degrading, a lot of men will blow it off as she's being emotional. A woman knows when something is sexist, sexually degrading. I would think that a gay man would know when something is homophobic, and so forth and so forth. Oh, and by the way, I am fully aware of playing the race card, as there are women who play the sexist card and there are homosexuals who play the homosexual card. Yes, there are always those instances, but let's look at the big picture and the repeated pattern of behavior. That's what it comes down to. It's not the individual or isolated incidents that goes against the standards that are implemented throughout our society. It's not the exception to the rule that makes the rule. Let's focus on the bigger picture before you send me some nasty comments in the feed of the things that I haven't included or negated. If I were to include every single thing, I'd be writing a book that was about the length of War and Peace. So my dearly beloved white people, racist and non-racist, when we tell you that something is racist, just take our black word for it, because we know what it looks like, feels like, tastes like, and smells like, not to mention all the other intangible qualities that make it racist. And the collective attempt of systematic racism to undermine, to deny our experience is being heavily, heavily exposed. Change is happening, not fast enough, but it's going to change inevitably, and ultimately there will be true equality at some point, but we're going to have to stand up and fight for it. And hopefully, white people will join the fight. The more that you do, the better. And of course, the stronger the fight, the resistance becomes, the more pushback there's going to be from those who have a vested interest in maintaining the status quo. White supremacists, those who benefit heavily from their white privilege. And those who benefit heavily from white privilege, here's some things that I really try to understand that I don't in terms of irony. Call it irony or call it blatant hypocrisy. So on one side, you don't want your Confederate heroic statues to come down because it preserves history. Oh, and the term cancel culture. But yet you don't want critical race theory to be taught. What's up with that hypocrisy and double standard? White America, Black America, people, help me understand.